What is the future for DLF assets, Rajiv? Because at one point there was contemplation that DLF might take up a stake in DLF assets.
Right.
Are you still considering that?
That is, as I said, left to the independent committee of directors. If they feel the need that DLF, it should be integrated with DLF, we will respect it. Our intention is to remove this discomfort of this relationship. I would prefer if the discomfort is removed by an integration exercise with the DLF Limited.
Integration as in a merger?
I don't know the legal technicalities because we are operating under the SEZ Act under DLF assets, so we have to be a little careful with the technicalities of the law. But whether it's through a purchase, it is through a merger or any arrangement, whatever the experts feel viable.
Or 100% purchase is an option?
It is an option. It is an option.
What do you lean? What do you think is the most elegant way of resolving this discomfort? As you say?
I think the most elegant way of finding is to integrate the two and merge the entities. May not be DLF Limited per se, but it could be a merger at a subsidiary company level. The advantage that allows is that we can still, I think it's smart for everybody to retain the right and the flexibility to take DLF assets to the markets when markets permit. It was designed to be a vehicle for monetizing assets, and I think that desire should continue. When DLF can take it over, DLF has no debt, DLF can hold it patiently, and DLF should monetize these assets once again when the markets are buoyant. And I think it will be possibly a profitable exercise for all DLF shareholders, including naturally us.
The only question or criticism which will come up when you want to do this exercise is the DLF assets valuation. An independent valuer will do it, but people will ask on whether DLF assets valuation did come down over time and whether that is adequately captured in your move. Do you think you can adequately address these issues at 10,000 crores DAL valuation?
Yeah. Then the main point, I think, the transaction we've done, where we've sort of put our money where our mouth is. I think now people should start feeling that we are people who are relatively serious about our commitments. Okay, we do things with good intentions, but sometimes things don't work out beyond our control. We still take steps to address it. We value all commitments, including to people like Dish or etc. We're not people who go around trying to negotiate discounts and play with a sharp elbow. That's not our business style. Therefore, I mean, all minority shareholders should feel that we will treat them equally, if not with much greater respect. Through this process, I think DLF has now emerging by the end of the year, hopefully to be a company with almost minimal debt. And I say that.
Well, how do you classify minimal? 5,000-6,000 crores?
Even less. Yeah.
Even less?
Yeah. Yes.
So, will you be raising more capital then?
No, I don't think so. I think operating inflows are strengthening, and the business volumes are picking up, and we are very, very confident about how things are going to shape up in the next 6 to 9 months. So last time in the analyst presentation talked about a sub 7,000 figure. Now I'm confident about talking about a figure well below 5,000. Well below. 3,000? I don't want to give you a number, but well below. Every quarter we do meet, so I'll keep updating you. Let me put it that way.
Now, part of that plank was that you would raise about 5,500 crores of capital through various kind of asset sales.
That carries on.
Has anything been?
Yes,
is anything on the verge of being sold?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have already started recovering monies from various government agencies. We have entered into binding contracts on several properties. As
land parcels.
Land parcels. Okay, and also on our wind energy business. So out of the 5,500 crores, we have clear distinct visibility for about 3,500 crores. But we've identified a total surplus inventory which is we may not require even to meet our aggressive business goals. That number is somewhere close to 5-digit in crores, 9 to 10,000 crores, out of which 5,500 we are programming to do this year. Balance we will do possibly next year. So by September this year, you think you can raise 3,500 crores through I would expect to, yes. How much cash will you generate this year? I mean, the street estimates are between 12 and 1,500 crores, no more than that. I think we'll significantly beat that. This year? Yeah. 2,000 crores plus? You keep throwing numbers, but I think we'll do better. Well, 2,000 is at least, significantly more than 1,500. So I think we'll do better. 2,000 crores of cash this year? Even more, hopefully. God willing. Okay. How much will DAL be able to raise in this market? Because promoters sold stake. One takeaway could be that DAL was finding it difficult to raise money because you were on course to raise money at DAL as well. Is anything happening with the REIT listing in Japan, etc.? No, REIT listing is a distinct possibility. I think let this integration exercise be completed, and then we can go into the REIT listing. And I think there should be no difficulty in having an appetite for the REIT. The buildings have been now substantially completed. So when we were doing the REIT listing earlier, it was based on a promise, and therefore those kind of projects are called business trusts. they carry a little less value in the hands of investors. REIT, now with the buildings being completed, the only thing remains now is how to get the leasing visibility. We have visibility on about 60% of the area. We need to get visibility on 40%. Moment I think we get another 20% visibility, this will be a very, very welcome listing in any kind of stock exchange anywhere in the world.
By when do you think you can pull it off?
You know, that last 20% I don't know, because that depends on when the international markets open up and
but you said that things have improved.
No, it's improving. I would say that leasing inquiries have picked up once again. But you know, the inquiries have to kind of translate into leases. And international companies are the ones who drive this portfolio, because it's ITSEZ portfolio. So to that extent, I really don't know the answer to that point, but maybe the next 12 to 18 months.
By the end of this fiscal, you think possible?
I don't think so. I think that's a bit early. Personally, I mean, to be realistic with you, I think it's going to be next financial year. We are working hard for it, but you know, the world is improving, but it's not, you know, it's not completely changed. I mean, you know, we are sort of somewhere on the path to recovery.
What are you predicating this nearly 2,000 crores of cash flow on? Do you think you will exceed that 17-18 million square feet of guidance that you had held out, or would prices be at slightly higher points? How would cash flows reach?
No, actually, a lot of our projects are now operational, and we have a large amount of rental income. That's one which anyway continues. That's the first point of our number. More than half of this number is just rental income alone. We have a lot of projects where we, you know, I think I mentioned in one of our earlier discussions. Even today, my biggest challenge is approvals, government approvals. It's not money, it's not demand, it's not margins, it's nothing. It's still government approval. Our industry is highly regulated, and it takes time to get the necessary approvals. We went into a lot of new geographies, and we learned a lot of new laws and possibly lessons. I think we've successfully overcome all of them. We've demonstrated the fact that we can locally comply with every condition. That resulted in projects being somewhat delayed. Now that we've received it, we are pushing ahead with them. There's a large backlog of sale and a large backlog of cash flow which was waiting for approvals, and I think that will get unleashed. We've had a very successful launch last month in New Delhi. That project alone, at full contribution value, which I think we can realize, would be a number of significantly in excess of 3,000 to 4,000 crores in cash flow.
By when?
It will happen through construction next couple of years. But I mean, the start is already taken place, and will keep building up during this year. So I mean, we've got assets in the company, and we've got opportunity in the company which are very large and very significant. And we've got I think a positioning in the market which allows us to sell them at reasonable margins, but people will still buy it because of the scarcity value. These are city center locations, and they are unique. Now that we've decided to sort of put them into the market after receiving all the approvals, I think we'll get the cash flow out of them pretty fast.
What is reasonable margin? Because I mean, you know, you've been at 60%, you've also reported 25%. What is steady state margin on the back of the products you're selling now?
My margins have not significantly changed. My margins, I mentioned earlier also, was about 50% for commercial and luxury, and about 35% for mid-income homes. I think the 35% may be down to about 30% today. I hope I will be able to restore it, because we've had good savings in construction costs also. I think that's the margin profile the company will maintain. And rent, of course, is a 100% margin business. So collectively, DLF will not be a low margin business. I think I want to make that as a categorical statement, even though we'll be selling competitively priced, affordable products.
So blended margin is still 40% plus?
We will aim for that, yes.
So you're saying that as far as you can see, the worst is over? I mean, since the last 3 months, things have only been gone up?
I would say that, yes. For the company and for our sector, yes. I think we all keep our fingers crossed for the next week. I think whatever result thrown out will, I think the country and the economy will take it in stride and carry on. But there may be dislocations between result A, B and C of a couple of months here or there. But I think it's behind us. The worst is behind us.
Did you and Mr. KP Singh agonize a lot about reducing your stake from 88 to 78%?
No, not a lot, but just a little bit.
Did it hurt?
I don't think so. I think when you look back, every decision is good, it's wise and it's valid. So when we started our journey towards the IPO, I think that time we had decided that you have to do all the things in the public space which are right, and this is one more of them. So I mean, the agonizing was actually much more whether we should remain privately held or a listed company. I think now that we're in the listed space, we will do and try to do the best we can within the real estate business, as also what is expected of us as shareholders of a large listed company.
One last question. When you did this transaction, what did you tell these people, Halbase, etc., who took on large Fidelity, about what you will do with DLF assets in 12 to 18 months? Because they would have asked you all these questions.
Exactly what I'm telling you. And exactly
I'm sure you would have disclosed more to them than to me.
Not at all. There's nothing more than the information which is available, and our sort of both the banks worked off the information which was in our presentation. They have may have discussed in their marketing documents. I did not, and therefore
you had no conversation with the buyer.
They made a phone call, but no conversation on any specifics. I'm not I did not attempt to sell to any single person, and my conversation was limited to their inquiry as to what would we do with DLF Assets Limited as a shareholder. And I assured them that whatever we are doing will only strengthen the decision to integrate the two and not deviate from it. They were happy and satisfied with that answer, and I think I left it there.
Good luck, Rajiv Singh.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.